Great book. Thorpe wrote two autobiographies. That's Sex and Thugs and Rock and Roll, A Year in King's Cross, 1963 to 64. And the follow-up, most people I know think that I'm crazy, which is after the Aztecs were over more. Oh no, that's not true, don't say that. It's the latter part of his, when he reinvented himself many times. And like I've said before, he hasn't left a great recorded legacy at all. It's I actually saw Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs in Melbourne at the Myer Music Bowl. I think it was either December 64 or January 1965. I went to the Australian Scout, you know, the National Scout Jamboree down there, and there was a concert on. So I went, and I'm glad I did, because yeah, Billy Thorpe was playing, and I'll never forget it. It was the first time I ever heard someone say the F word, and that's back then, you know, like you go to jail for saying that then. And the drummer was famous for sticking the microphone near his arse and farting, and he did that too. You know, there were two members of the band. One could fart at will. I mean, they were Harry Braff, B-R-A-F-F, right? Harry Braff was a song, a Bee Gees song, one of their earlier ones, sort of around 66, 67. And that's a tribute to Billy Thorpe, because him and Bluey Watson were notorious flatulents. You know, they could fart at will and did so happily whenever they got the chance. So there were three real full-blown farters in that band. I would have hated to have been in the bloody touring bus for that. What, I'll tell you now. Some great stories. This guy, his real talent was writing books, and very entertaining, hard to put down. I'll just read a little bit here from Sex and Thugs and Rock and Roll. I grew up in a town south of Sydney, a suburb in the south of Sydney called Guyamere, and it's mentioned in here. The Cross in 63, this is Billy Thorpe. I'll read bits of it, or maybe all of it. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? Okay, here we go. Bear with me. The day begins its slumber, and evening turns to night. A rainbow cuts the heavens from 1,000 neon lights. The pleasure palace opens, and temptation plays the host, while Hoon, Or, Toff, and Tea Leaf, Thief, dance with Thomas Mitchell's ghost. The smell of schnitzel's cooking meets the stink of cheap cigars, and spruikers pitch from footpaths to passers-by in cars. A mole defends her doorway from some new girl on the block. Hoons do the sidewalk shuffle every time they see a cop. In the Mansions pub, famous, on Kellett, where old Chips Rafferty, Australian actor, would off recite, he lived up the cross. Upscale cockies drink with models and with dills from Paddo Heights. Now, Paddo was an absolute slum in those days. I know, I lived there in the early 70s before it became Billionaire Row. A sailor from Virginia meets a good sort from Guyamere. Hey, dude, thanks, Billy. Thanks for mentioning my nowhere suburb. I'll start that again. A sailor from Virginia meets a good sort from Guyamere for a pie and peas at Harry's Cafe on Wheels, Cafe de Wheels. Harry's Cafe de Wheels is a famous Sydney institution, and all you know, Frank Sinatra, you name it. There's always photos of the famous people at 2 or 4 a.m. down at Woolloomooloo on the docks near the naval yards having a pie, usually a tiger, at Harry's Cafe de Wheels. I'll start that again. A sailor from Virginia meets a good sort from Guyamere for a pie and peas at Harry's and a glass or 3 of beer. Guns hang in the nugget. Yeah, that was tough. When the heavies came to drink. and woe betide the mug who pries or dares to start a stink, a fight. The strippers move from club to club and grind away the night, and the catwalk Casanovas staring titty-whipped delight. The music from Surf City, famous discotheque in Sydney, it was like that was the place to go up at King's Cross, mixed with music from the street, as the band sets up a tempo for 3,000 dancing feet. Yeah, they got big crowds at Surf City. I was just a couple of years too young. I never actually got to go there. You know, I wouldn't have been allowed in. To the pubs and cheap hotel rooms, to the strip clubs and the bars, to the gambling joints and restaurants by bus, train, cab and car. The mugs flock in like pigeons, but there's always room for more, because everything's negotiable behind the neon door. I'll bet. A mole and John heard arguing. £5, I said, she moaned, and for that I'll give you something that you'll never get at home. A spruiker shouts, come get some, we got the best in town, because it's good times, good times, good times, get your good times here and now. The pavement still has night girls and the joints and bars still rage. The mugs and purrs of tourists all still go there for a taste. Night shifters still clock on at 6 and ply their trade till dawn. But now it's all drugs and mugs, all innocence is gone. No more the street camaraderie, the smiles, the nods, the pranks. No more extended family that watched each other's backs. Gone now the sense of pride all felt when someone beat the odds. Those that now grace that lonely place can't comprehend the loss. When the red light spoke of pleasure and the blue light spoke of pain, the blue light was the VD clinic. I was a customer there once. I'll start that again. If you go to the red light, you were quite likely to end up at the blue light. You know what I mean? The red light's the brothel. Okay. I didn't go to a brothel, but I didn't have to. When the red light spoke of pleasure and the blue light spoke of pain, life's a shadow of its former self that will never come again. All has faded into history, nothing left but memories of a time long gone when the world seemed young in the cross in 63. Good on you, Billy. Okay, see ya.